last few months, despite the COVID-19 pandemic, we've received hundreds of questions from all over the world. In this episode, we will answer a selection of 97 commonly asked questions about studying and living in Australia. The accuracy of the answers are to our best knowledge at the time of publication, and we encourage everyone to conduct their own thorough research for more extensive answers. Number 1. How can I learn English in Australia?
The 6 best ways to improve your English in Australia are: Number 1, study an English course that's packaged with a degree. Number 2, make English part of your everyday life. Number 3, learn tricks that language teachers use and that are proven by science. Number 4, use all the resources an English course offers. Number 5, check out studyenglishinaustralia.com to choose a course. And finally, join a language group. Now, I've got a question for you. What is an English course in Australia?
Oh, well, elegance courses are offered by secondary schools. They're also offered by TAFE institutions, universities, private colleges, and specialist English language centres. These courses are designed to help international students and visitors develop their English language skills so they can fully participate in Australian life.
Wow, that's ideal.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? So how much does it cost to study English in Australia?
Well, an English course in Australia costs between 200 and 400 Australian dollars per week on average, but depending on the destination city, you can find them from about 150 Australian dollars per week.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No, really affordable, hey?
Yeah. So the fourth question we have, which is the cheapest city in Australia?
Oh, another really good question.
Yeah.
Well, the cheapest city in Australia in terms of cost of living is Hobart, while the most expensive is Sydney. But it really just depends on where you live and what you like to spend your money on.
That's very true.
Yeah, absolutely. Adelaide and Perth are also really great cheap locations to live in if you're interested in those.
Yeah.
So, another question. Can I study for free in Australia?
Well, Australia offers a wide range of programs to allow international students to study in Australia with a scholarship.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. These scholarships are competitive, so realistically, you wouldn't expect education to be free these days, would you? But some English courses aren't expensive on a weekly basis.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No, that's really, really good to know.
Yeah. Question number 6. Which city is best for students in Australia?
Oh, very loaded question.
Yeah.
But the 9 best student cities in Australia are: firstly, Melbourne; secondly, Sydney; then Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, the Gold Coast, Canberra, Hobart, and lastly Darwin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, very nice range.
Yeah.
So, number 7, how can I live cheaply in Australia?
Well, the key is to save money on food and drink in Australia.
Absolutely.
And you can do this by buying cheap products at the markets.
Yeah.
Save on your first order when you sign up with a food delivery company. That's
Oh,
a very
smart.
good one.
Yeah.
Order takeaway and delivery from restaurants with deals. Have a barbecue on the beach or a picnic in the park.
Lovely,
Yeah.
nice.
Eat pub meals. And finally, share a house with friends. That's a great
that's a
way.
great one, yeah,
and
absolutely.
fun.
Yeah.
Next question. Which is the most beautiful city in Australia?
Oh,
That's a
very
tough
big
one.
question, yeah. Well, Sydney is very beautiful. It's modern and sophisticated, and it's one of the best cities for tourists.
Yeah.
Lots of people like to visit them on tours to Australia. It's got fantastic beaches and the Blue Mountains on the doorstep. So if you're a lover of the great outdoors, Sydney is definitely for you.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So, what is the coldest city in Australia?
Well, that would be Lithgow, a 2-hour drive from Sydney. It is Australia's coldest place, making it chillier than Hobart.
Oh my gosh, too cold for
Don't
me.
want to go
No,
there.
too cold for me.
And then question number 10. What is the richest city in Australia?
Oh, good question. Well, the 25 richest suburbs in Australia are located in Sydney and Melbourne, so they both share the title.
Interesting.
Number 11, where do the rich people in Australia live?
Well, Australia's richest people live near Sydney's northern beaches and earn more than 10 times the income of the nation's poorest, who live in the regional New South Wales.
Wow, there you go.
Question number 12. Where do millionaires live in Australia?
Oh, good question. Well, 23 of the 250 richest people in Australia live in one inner Melbourne suburb, which is Toorak. Yeah. It's 5 kilometres from the CBD and it's a beautiful suburb. It's got lots of beautiful, gorgeous houses and tree-lined streets, so it's really lovely. Number 13. Who is the richest kid in Australia?
The richest kid. The richest kid is Millie Waislitz. She's 19 and is the daughter of billionaire businessman Alex Waislitz and his ex-wife Eloise Pratt, a cardboard box heiress who has a net worth of, pay attention, $1.9 billion. What a lucky girl.
Oh my gosh, I wish. Crazy.
Question number 14. What is considered rich in Australia?
Oh, another good question. Well, wealthy individuals within Australia are generally deemed to be those with a net investable assets of over 1 million, or a net of over 2.5 million, including the family home, and earning more than 250,000 per annum. Having said this, the ATO categorizes wealthy individuals as those who control a net worth of 5 million or more.
Wow.
Crazy. So then, what's the average net worth of Australia?
The average net worth of the top 20% of households is more than 93 times that of the lowest 20%, some $3.2 million compared to just $35,200. What a big difference.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Number 16, how many billionaires are there in Australia?
Oh, well, Oxfam's pre-Davos 2020 analysis of inequality in Australia found that Australia's billionaires grew their wealth on average of US 460 million from 2018 to 2019. That's a lot.
Yes.
But interestingly, the number of billionaires in Australia decreased from 43 in 2018 to 36 in 2019.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah. Number 17, what is a good salary in Australia?
If you're on a salary of $109,668 a year or more, you are actually in the top 10% of all the workers, including full-time and part-time employees.
Crazy.
The large majority of workers, about 75%, earn less than $78,624 a year before tax, which isn't too bad actually.
No, it's pretty good.
The next question is, are doctors rich in Australia?
Well, doctors are consistently ranked as Australia's, leading and most trusted professions, so
Very true.
we assume they're rich.
Yeah.
In fact, in many ways, doctors face more financial headwinds than most because there's the time it takes for them to complete their fully fledged practice, just because of the length of their course.
That's very true.
Yeah. Number 19. What is the top 5 incomes in Australia?
While the average household earns just over $116,000 per annum, the top 1 in 5 earn more than twice this, exceeding $280,000, and the bottom 1 in 5 take home around 1/5 of the average, a little over $24,000.
Crazy.
Yeah. Question number 20. What are the highest paid jobs in Australia?
Oh, this is a good question.
Yeah.
So firstly, we have Property Development Director. After that, we have the Head of Technology or a Chief Technology Officer. After that is the Chief Financial Officer. Below that, the Head of Operations in Mining, then a General Manager for a construction firm, and finally an in-house General Counsel for an ASX Top 100 company. So lots of things to choose from.
Yeah.
Number 21. How much do first-year doctors earn in Australia?
Well, starting salaries for a trainee doctor in Australia start at 45,000 Australian dollars, rising to 115,000 to $240,000 for a specialist consultant. The basic salary, however, assumes a working week of 38 hours. Anything after that is paid as overtime.
Oh, wow.
So their salary could increase quite a bit depending on how many extra hours they decide to work.
Absolutely, yeah. Brilliant.
Question number 22. How much does a dentist make in Australia?
Oh, another very interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, dentists make between 140,160 Australian dollars to 171,769 per year
Wow.
on average.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Number 23. Is it hard to become a doctor in Australia?
Well, becoming a doctor isn't easy. It requires a high score to gain a place in medical school, then it's 6 years of hard work and personal sacrifice. Once the study and the internship are completed, doctors work quite long hours, but it can be a very rewarding job.
Absolutely, it's so important.
Yeah. Question number 24. Is there a shortage of doctors in Australia?
Oh, another good question. Well, sadly, Australia is heading for a major shortage of general practitioners in the next decade. And this is sparking calls for reforms on the restrictions of overseas trained doctors. So the issues will be compounded by higher demand for GP services, and this is due to ageing population and immigration, particularly evident in rural Australian regions. So Sad, but yeah.
Yes.
Number 25. Can I become a doctor at age 40?
Wow, 40.
Yeah.
There is no age limit for medical school. You can become a doctor in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and even older, but it does get harder the older you are.
Yeah, of course.
In the end, medical schools want students who will make good physicians, but it depends on the background of the person and whether they'll be able to fit the career path.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Question number 26. How many years does it take to become a GP in Australia?
Oh, another really good question.
Mm-hmm.
So in Australia, an MBBS can take between 4 to 6 years, and that's depending on what you study.
Yeah.
Following this is a period of postgraduate study to focus on a specialism, such as training to be a general practitioner or GP, which usually takes a few more years to complete.
Oof.
Yeah, so
Well,
lots of time.
Lots of time to study.
Absolutely. Number 27. What does oi mean in Australia?
That's a funny
Funny
question.
one.
Oi is a British version of hey. In Portuguese, oi means hi. Oi is used in Australia to say hello or to get someone's attention.
Like, oi.
Yeah. Question number 28. How do Australians say goodbye?
Oh, another funny question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, catch you later is an Australian slang form of saying goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
If you do happen to talk to an Australian, they may ask you if you are fair income. Fair income is used in a number of ways. It's mostly just to show surprise and ensure that the story you're saying is actually true, like fair income. Number 29. How can I study and work in Australia?
Well, study visas allow you to study and work in Australia throughout the duration of your course.
Great.
You're entitled to work 40 hours per fortnight during your studies and full-time during your school breaks.
Brilliant.
Most students work in hospitality or retail jobs.
Yep, easy, yeah.
Question number 30. What are English courses?
Oh, very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, English language courses cover beginning, intermediate, and advanced levels of things like speaking, reading, writing, and listening skills here in Australia. This is also English grammar and literature skills, so they're normally taken as part of a full degree program that's related to some kind of English. Or some students aim to improve their English to work here in Australia. So lots of things to study.
Yeah.
Number 31. What is a general English course?
A general English course is designed to help students that aren't very proficient in English and focus on the 4 key language skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking,
Brilliant.
with lots of additional work on vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation.
Cool.
Question number 32. Can I learn English by myself?
Oh, well, learning English by yourself can be a little bit of a challenge, but it is possible. There are ways that you can improve your reading, writing, listening, and speaking skills, even though there is no one there physically around to help you practice. It's always possible.
Yeah.
Number 33. How can I learn English quickly?
Well, 5 tips for learning English quickly are: number 1, listen. Listen as much as you can. Listening to conversations in English is one of the most effective ways to build vocabulary and speaking skills.
Brilliant.
Number 2, practice English with a partner, with a friend, whoever you can find. Number 3, read children's books and comics. Books in English, any books that you find. Number 4, take advantage of free online media. And number 5, believe in yourself and have a goal in mind. Stick to it.
Absolutely.
Question number 34. How can I improve my English speaking skills at home fast?
Good question. Well, some tips to improve your English speaking skills. Firstly, find an English speaking conversation partner. We can help you find a conversation partner at studyenglishinaustralia.com.
Yeah.
Secondly, make sure to listen as well as speak. So important. Number 3, record your conversation. Make sure you're always practicing.
Yes.
Number 4, surround yourself with the English language. So important. You learn so much quicker.
It is true.
Number 5, practice with music and movies. Number 6, read aloud. And number 7, talk to yourself. It's not as weird as you think. 35, how can I improve my English online?
Well, the 7 best free ways to practice English online are: number 1, study online English materials for ESL students.
Okay.
Number 2, practice English anytime with mobile apps. There's so many now.
Yeah, there are.
Number 3, take a free internet-based course. Number 4, connect with other English learners. Number 5, speak with native English conversation partners. Number 6, follow education websites in English. And number 7, have fun with online TV, music, and movies. That's the important thing. Have fun.
Have fun, absolutely.
Question number 36. How can I practice speaking in English?
Oh, well, here are a few tips that you can practice to speak well in English. Firstly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Absolutely. Secondly, surround yourself with English and practice every day.
Every day.
Tell your family and friends about your study plan and become accountable. Fifth, practice your 4 core skills: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Sixth, keep a notebook of new words that you learn. So important. And finally, do a lesson at least once a day.
Good tips.
37. Where do I start to learn English?
English learning tips for beginners are: number 1, listen to English every day. Listen to English radio, movies, TV, anything you can find.
Absolutely.
Make an English ESL friend. Make up conversations with them. Number 3, read English stories. Start with children's books and then see how you go.
Absolutely.
Number 4, write down new words. Start a notebook for new words. Number 5, keep an English diary. Start with 1 sentence and then talk about what you did on the weekend, etc. Number 6, visit an English-speaking country.
Great idea.
That is the best way, I think, to learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Question number 38. How can I speak English in a few days?
Oh, very ambitious.
Yeah.
Well, the best way to improve your English quickly is to spend at least a few minutes every day practicing. Immerse yourself as much as possible every time you study and really challenge yourself to listen to, read, and even say things in English that you might think might be too difficult for you. But then again, it will take some time.
Yeah, it will.
39. How can I learn English in 15 days?
In 15 days, wow.
Crazy.
Well, you can watch shows or movies in your native language with English subtitles, then watch them again in English with subtitles in your language.
Wow, brilliant.
Besides talking casually with actual English speakers, you can watch movies, TV shows. They're the best ways to learn English.
Yeah.
But also, it might take a bit more than 15
Yeah.
days. Question number 40. Can I learn English in 3 months?
Now we're getting there.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to speak English perfectly after just 3 months, but you can get a full grasp of the basics, which will be really good for you to further study English later on.
Yeah, very true.
Number 41. Can I be fluent in English?
The reason many people can read and listen is because that's all they practice. But in order to speak English fluently, you need to practice speaking.
Absolutely.
Don't stop at the listening portion. And when you study, don't just listen. Practice all the English skills like reading, writing, and speaking as well.
Absolutely.
By doing so, you will be able to speak fluently in English. Absolutely.
Yeah, we believe in you.
Yeah. Question number 42. How can I speak in English?
Well, biggest tip I would say is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Your goal is to deliver a message. It's not to speak perfect English. So you can use the right grammar and vocabulary, but even native English speakers make mistakes all the time. I stumble on my words all the time.
Yeah.
Number 43. What is basic English grammar?
English grammar is defined as the body of rules that describe the structure of words, phrases, clauses, and sentences in the English language.
Right.
Developing a solid foundation in basic English grammar helps you construct sentences correctly and makes it easier to improve both your spoken and written communication skills.
Brilliant. Yeah, awesome.
Question number 44. How many hours a day should I study a foreign language?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
Well, for most languages and most lifestyles,
Yeah.
I would recommend between 1 and 3 hours per day. But that's really just depending on how much time you have available and how important it is for you to learn quickly. Just as much as you can and feel is necessary, really.
Yeah.
Number 45. How many months can I learn English?
If you're super focused and you have a lot of free time to study, you could probably reach fluency in about 6 months.
Wow.
If you're studying around, 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
If you're studying in Australia, you can study English up to 1 year if your visa will allow it. So I guess it depends on what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's your decision.
Yeah.
Question number 46. Is English hard to learn?
Well, all languages are hard to learn.
Yeah.
So, yes, learning English is definitely challenging. But the fact is several languages are actually more difficult to learn than English. This includes Mandarin, Japanese, Russian, Finnish,
Yeah.
so many languages.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep trying.
Yeah.
Number 47. How long does it take to learn English perfectly?
Well, specifically, a year is the average amount of time it will take an adult to become fluent enough to work or study in English if he starts out as a beginner and studies at least 5 hours a day.
Wow.
But like we mentioned earlier, everyone is different.
Absolutely.
Question number 48. How can I speak confidently?
Ooh, confidently, a good one. Well, here are a few of our tips for speaking confidently, and it'll help you develop a strong, powerful tone for really projecting confidence in any situation. So firstly, make sure you slow down your speech. It's so much, everyone loves to race off, but don't. Number 2, know when to start speaking. Number 3, eliminate filler words, things like Number 4, don't just be loud, but be sure about what you're saying. Number 5, speak without tension if you can. Number 6, remember the importance of breath.
Very important.
Beautiful. Number 7, add authority to your speech. And finally, number 8, stay present in the conversation. So important. Number 49, what is the main area to learn best English?
Most students want to communicate better in English. If this is one of your goals, it is important to study a balance of the 4 major skills. This is listening, speaking, reading, and writing. They are the main macro skills you will need to communicate properly.
Beautiful.
Question number 50. Can I improve my English by reading books?
Oh, great question. Yes, if you read English books, magazines, and even newspapers, it will definitely improve your spoken English language, as unconsciously you develop this ability to think in English. But you also need to focus on other areas such as fluency, grammar, and pronunciation as well to improve your whole English. Number 51. What are English speaking skills?
When we learn our native language, first we listen, then we speak, then we read, and finally we write. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing are the 4 language skills we need to develop for complete communication. Of course, other skills such as pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, and spelling all play a role in effective English communication.
Absolutely.
But the 4 most important are the ones that I mentioned.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Question number 52. How can I improve my English speaking ability?
Well, becoming an advanced speaker of the English language can be a really valuable skill to have. And there are several ways that you can improve your English speaking ability. Things like listening to native English speakers can improve your understanding of the language, as well as your accent and pronunciation.
Yeah, very true.
Number 53. How can I become an expert in English?
Well, 5 simple ways to improve your written English are: number 1, expand your vocabulary. To express yourself clearly, you need a good active vocabulary.
Absolutely.
Number 2, master English spelling. You must know how to spell words correctly. Number 3, read regularly. People often say that we learn to write best by reading. Number 4, improve your grammar by writing short stories. How interesting.
That's great.
And finally, practice as much as possible and ask someone to read your work.
Yeah, proofreading.
Question number 54. How do I start teaching English grammar for beginners?
Oh, a great question. Well, we would say use sentence diagrams. Sentence diagramming is a great way to help you learn grammar and retain everything that you learn for years to come. It's great. Number 55. What is the easiest word to spell in English?
The easiest words to spell are small words that are spelled exactly like they sound. Examples are cat, hat, and bat.
Nice.
Tougher words to spell are longer words, and those with silent letters, and those that aren't spelled like they sound, like choir and kernel.
Beautiful.
Question number 56. Is English grammar easy?
Oh, well, despite these difficulties, English is actually one of the easiest language in the world to learn. Unlike other languages, English has no cases, no gender, no word agreement, and arguably has the most simple grammar system in place.
Oh, well, that's good news.
There you go. Number 57. What are the 3 longest words in English? This is a tough one.
Yeah, the longest words in the English dictionary are, first of all, anti-disestablishmentarianism. It is the opposition to the disestablishment of the Church of England. It has 28 letters.
Oh my gosh.
Number 2, floxinor-sinihilipilification, the estimation of something as worthless. That has 29 letters.
My gosh.
And finally, pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis, a supposed lung disease. That has 45 letters.
You absolutely smashed them.
Insane.
That's crazy.
Question number 58. Is 1,000 words enough to speak language?
Like you just did 1,000 words.
Yeah.
Well, the number of words to learn to speak a language really just depends on your purpose. So remember that 300 to 600 words may be enough to travel, but at least 1,000 words are necessary for a conversation. And the most important thing is not knowing how many words you need to speak a language, but which words you need to know.
That is very important.
Number 59. How do you speak in a classy way?
Oh, in a classy way. How to speak with elegance. First, smile often and make eye contact. Speak clearly and avoid using slang that isn't familiar to the people you are talking to.
Absolutely.
Avoid being a drama queen. Don't constantly brag about yourself. Don't provide too much personal information. Be a good conversationalist. And finally, pronounce your words properly.
So important.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Question number 60. How can I speak more professionally?
Oh, another really good question. Tips to speak more professionally are using short, clear, declarative sentences. Short sentences focus your message and they make it easier for your audience to really follow along. Number 2, speak in an active tense. Just own your actions. Number 3, stay calm under pressure. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Number 4, speak naturally. Number 5, really say what you mean. Number 6, focus on what matters to your audience. And finally, number 7, be specific and be clear.
Yes.
Really important. Number 61, which language has the largest vocabulary?
English. If I were to base my answer solely on the strict number of dictionary entries, English is amongst the largest languages by word count. It has more than 200,000 words in the Oxford English Dictionary, including 171,476 words in use and 47,000 obsolete words.
Wow, there you go.
The next question. How long does it take to learn 5,000 English words?
Well, you'd expect at least 1,000 hours of study. That is a
True.
lot of words. Number 63. What is the best skill to learn in 2020?
Well, the soft skills needed most in 2020 are creativity,
Beautiful.
collaboration, persuasion, and emotional intelligence.
Wow.
All skills that demonstrate how we work with others and bring new ideas to the table.
Oh, I love that.
Definitely very important.
Yeah, great.
Question number 64. What are some high-paying skills at the moment?
Oh, that's a great question too. Well, 8 high-income and in-demand skills to get a new job and better pay are analytical reasoning, very important, people management, UX design, mobile application development, video production, sales leadership, translation, very important.
Yeah.
Audio production, as podcasting has become an essential medium lately, companies are really wanting to ensure that they have the best capabilities for recording and all kinds of television and media consumption. So, yeah. Number 65. What are the best 8 life skills?
Ooh, for life.
I love that.
Well, there are many such skills, but 8 core life skills are: first, self-awareness,
so important.
empathy, critical thinking, creative thinking, decision-making, problem-solving, effective communication, and interpersonal relationships.
So
Yeah,
important.
all fundamental
Yeah,
skills.
absolutely.
Question number 66. What can I learn in 6 months?
Oh, well, you see, everyone has the ability to learn a life-changing skill in the next 6 months. So really anything.
Yeah.
8 life-changing skills that you can learn in less than 6 months, though, are things like speed reading, really important.
Yeah.
Public speaking, Spanish, accounting, Microsoft Excel, really important.
Yeah.
Blogging or vlogging nowadays, weight training, or photo and video editing.
Yeah.
All really cool things to try out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 67. What skills are really high in demand?
Well, to help you remain a competitive job candidate, here are some of the most in-demand skills you should look to develop. The first one is cloud computing, artificial intelligence, sales leadership, analysis, translation, mobile app development, people management, video production,
Wow.
etc. Yeah, those are
Great.
like the most important ones.
Yeah, brilliant.
Question number 68. What skills can you learn in 1 month?
Oh, condensed version now.
Yeah.
Well, here are 8 skills that you can learn in a month or less that will increase your appeal to potential employers. Things like basic coding, really important, conversational basics of a new language, photo editing, public speaking, social media, writing, website building, SEO, the list just goes on.
Yeah.
Number 69. What new skills can I learn during lockdown?
Well, that's a good question.
Important.
Life skills to learn during lockdown are, for example, a new language. Learning a new language is something many of us say we wish we could do but never get around to actually doing because of time pressures and life gets in the way.
Absolutely.
Another thing is gardening. While on the subject of food, why not try your hand at growing some of your own vegetables and herbs? That's an interesting one.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah. Question number 70. What skills can I learn in my free time?
Oh, great question. Well, I always recommend reading a good novel or a self-development book. It's just so good to get your hands on something and actually read. Write, blog, live tweet, things on social media, learning a new language or taking a course, things that will sharpen your brain and memory. Another great thing, cooking. I mean, I've been getting into cooking.
Yeah.
Stargazing and astronomy is so interesting, as well as things like volunteering to get back to the community.
Absolutely. Well, I've got another question for you.
Oh my gosh.
Question number 71. What is the hardest word to say?
Oh my goodness. Well, I would say rural is quite a difficult word to say. Otorhinolaryngologist. Auto, a very, very difficult one to say.
Yeah.
Colonel, isthmus, anemone, squirrel,
Yeah.
choir, Worcestershire, all very difficult words to say.
Yes.
So, number 72. What's the hardest job in the world? A little bit of step back.
The hardest jobs in the world are, number 1, communication tower climber.
Ooh.
Tower climbing is one of the deadliest jobs in the world.
There you
Wow.
go.
Number 2, oil rig worker. A physically and mentally taxing job that involves long hours in challenging and hostile environments.
Absolutely.
Number 3, mortician or funeral director.
Wow.
Number 4, prison worker. Number 5, lumberjack or forestry worker. Number 6, pilot. Number 7, driver, especially long distance driver.
Yeah, of course.
And number 8, landmine remover.
Wow.
Oofed. Well, question number 73. Can you learn a language in 15 minutes a day?
Well, I mean, it seems obvious, but taking just 15 minutes a day to practice vocabulary or listening to comprehension is one of the best long-term investments in language learning. See, because it's a daily habit, it'll make the language acquisition faster and more successful, allowing new learners to better retain building blocks for grammar and vocabulary and so much more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Number 74. Can you become fluent in a language in a year?
The truth is that in 1 year, you're almost certainly very good at it. People consistently learn new languages in a year from no knowledge to being very capable.
Wow.
So, yeah, it is possible.
Great.
Question number 75. Can you learn a language while sleeping?
Oh, interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, according to research, it's possible for your brain to establish links between words in 2 languages while you're asleep.
Wow.
Crazy. That means sophisticated learning is possible while you're snoozing.
Wow.
How great is that?
That's very interesting.
That's great. 76. Can I learn English in 3 months?
Well, you will not be able to speak English fluently in 3 months. Speak, read, write, listen to only English. If that is not possible, take English classes, watch English TV and films, listen to English radio, attend English lectures, eat in English restaurants, and speak only English with your friends and family. That's the best
Yeah,
way.
absolutely. So really surround yourself
Yeah.
with it.
Question 77. How can I learn English by myself?
Oh, good question. Well, 7 useful tips to teach yourself English are, firstly, take it slow. If you've made the decision to learn without a teacher, you really need to take things slow. Number 2, listen to everything and anything in English, anything you can get your hands on. Number 3, enjoy music to learn English, a really fun way too.
Yeah.
Number 4, use the news to learn English. Number 5, watch movies to learn English. Number 6, learn English from YouTube. And finally, make DIY flashcards. Really fun.
That's a really good one.
Number 78, where do I start to learn English?
Well, some English learning tips for beginners are, first of all, listen to English every day. Listen to English radio, TV shows, whatever you can get your hands on. Make an English/ESL friend. Make up conversations with them. Read English stories. Start with children's books, for example. Write down new words. Start a notebook for new words. Keep an English diary. Start with one sentence, then see how you go.
Brilliant.
Visit an English-speaking country. I would say that is one of the best ways to really immerse yourself in the language. Yeah. And study English online or study English abroad in an English-speaking country.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Another great one.
Great way.
Question number 79. Is English hard for foreigners?
Although English grammar is probably one of the easiest among European languages, its articles and tenses could be hard for many foreigners to understand. So I would say yes, sadly.
Yeah.
Number 80. What is difficult about English?
Well, so many things make learning English difficult and confusing. It's grammar structure, it's spelling, meanings, and rules that contradict existing rules and difficult to master. Learning English is definitely challenging, but the fact is several languages are more difficult to learn than English,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So if you really want to learn it, just
Keep going.
keep going. Question number 81. Why is English hard for foreigners?
Well, one of the things that makes English so hard for foreigners to learn is that the combination of its vocabulary, orthography, and pronunciation just make it a little bit more difficult than normal languages. But most languages have a regulatory body which issues spelling reforms as the pronunciation of the language develops, which happens quite fast, so one might expect maybe it go a little bit slower, but no, it always goes a little bit quicker than you're expecting.
Yeah.
Number 82. How can I stop being shy?
Wow, interesting.
Aw.
Okay. Well, take your first steps in getting past shyness with these 9 techniques to help you become a more confident you.
Beautiful.
Number 1, don't tell anyone. There's no need to advertise your shyness.
Absolutely.
Number 2, keep the conversation light and less serious.
Great way, yeah.
Number 3, change your tone. Yeah, you don't want to sound the same throughout the whole conversation.
Absolutely.
Number 4, avoid the label of shyness. Number 5, stop self-sabotaging your situations. Number 6, know your strengths and concentrate on them.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Number 7, choose relationships carefully. Number 8, avoid bullies and people that tease. Number 9, protect yourself. As you get older, you will become more confident.
Absolutely.
You just have to practice a bit and
Absolutely.
believe in yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Question 89. Is it bad to talk slowly?
Well, it's admirable to care about what you say, but if you speak too slowly, it may be perceived as boring or tired or maybe a little bit less intelligent than you actually are. So to keep people awake and interested, learn to increase your speaking speech without losing the articulation and thought clarity.
Yeah.
So just find that balance.
Yes, that's really important.
Absolutely. Number 84. How can I develop my speaking skills?
How to improve English speaking skills? Well, the first tip, find an English speaking conversation partner. Find someone to talk to. That's
So
super important. Number 2, make sure to listen as well as you speak. Number 3, record your conversation practice to see how you hear.
That's a great idea.
Number 4, surround yourself with the English language. Number 5, practice with music and movies, which is so much fun as well. And number 6, read aloud. And finally, talk to yourself.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Question number 85. What does FFFF stand for?
Well, there are a few variations from this. The Free From Film Festival, the Fetch's Finger Flicking Frolic, or the Fast Floating Fun, even Flying Fickle Finger of Fate. There's tons of variations.
They sound like tongue twisters.
They are. Question 86. What are the new words for 2020?
Well, 5 new words you shouldn't miss in 2020 are, the first one is climate emergency.
Good one.
The Oxford Dictionary word of the year. Climate emergency, don't forget that
No.
one. Permaculture. Permaculture is an old word that's recently become more popular.
There you go.
The next word is freegan. A freegan is also a portmanteau that combines the words free and vegan.
Ah, there you go.
Hothouse, another word for greenhouse or glasshouse.
Wow.
And hellacious, which means either very great, bad, or overwhelming.
Oh my goodness, so many words, isn't
Yeah.
there?
Question number 87. What's the hardest English word to spell?
Oh, well, there are actually quite a few. So the top 8 hardest words to spell are misspell. So let's let the misspelling begin with the misspelled word, misspell. Pharaoh is also a pretty difficult one. Weird, funnily enough. Intelligence, pronunciation, handkerchief, logorrhea, and chiaroscurus. So some difficult ones in there.
Yeah.
88. What's the least used English word?
Well, the 8 least known words in English are Jennipat, a succulent orange-sized tropical fruit with a thick rind.
Ooh.
Futhork, the runic alphabet. Wittenajamot, the members of the National or King's Council.
Oh.
Gossipol, a toxic crystalline compound present in cottonseed oil.
Crazy.
Chulmagra, East Indian tree with oily seeds, yield chulmagra oil. This was actually used to treat leprosy.
Huh.
Brummagem, cheap, showy, or counterfeit. Alsike, a species of clover with pinkish or white flowers. And finally, Chersonese, which means peninsula.
Crazy. There's some crazy
Yeah.
words.
Question 89. What is the most uncommon word in English?
Oh, well, there are actually quite a few uncommon words. So I'll tell you the 8 weird English words that you won't believe actually exist. So things like poppycock, which is a real word, discombobulate, flummox, curmudgeon, lackadaisical, woebegone, lollygag, which I use quite a bit actually, and frankenfood. They're all real words.
I hadn't even heard of half the words.
Crazy, right? Number 90. How many words do you need to speak fluently?
Well, for fluency, you need at least 10,000 words.
Wow.
At around 10,000 words in many languages, you've reached a near-native level of vocabulary,
Cool.
with the requisite words for talking about nearly any topic in detail.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Question number 91. How do you talk boldly?
Oh, well, I mean, we've done classy, so we have to do boldly.
Yeah.
So here are some ideas to help you develop an attitude of boldness in everyday life. Number 1, stop being too nice. I mean, there's always a place for niceness. Number 2, saying what you think enhances you. Number 3, not saying what you think annoys people. Number 4, your ideas can help other people, so don't be afraid to share them.
Yeah.
Number 5, what's the worst that can happen if you speak your mind? Number 6, ask your audience to take action on your topic. Very bold. And finally, number 7, be proactive. Number 92, what is hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia?
Wow, that's a long word.
It's a big word.
It is one of the longest words in the dictionary and, in an ironic twist, is the name for a fear of long words.
Of course it is.
Sesquipedaliophobia is another term for the phobia. The fear or anxiety is disproportionate to the social situation.
Oh, of course.
Question number 93. What is the most in-demand skill now?
Well, last year in 2019, cloud computing and artificial intelligence, as well as analytical reasoning, led Lincoln's global list in the most in-demand hand-on skills to have. Number 94. Which IT skills are the most in demand at the moment?
Well, 8 important in-demand IT skills for 2020 are: number 1, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is more important than ever before because of the many ways companies rely on IT and the internet.
Of course.
Number 2, cloud computing. Number 3, data management. Number 4, artificial intelligence or machine learning. Number 5, help desk. Number 6, programming. Number 7, project management. And number 8, IT architecture strategies.
Brilliant.
Question number 95. What are the top 7 careers at the moment?
Great question.
Yeah.
Well, leading the top is a software developer. Below that is a dentist and then an orthodontist. Then a nurse practitioner and a statistician. Then a physician or a doctor. And finally a speech pathologist.
Nice.
Number 96. What jobs pay the most in 2020?
Well, the top best paying jobs of 2020 are lawyer, sales manager, business operations manager, pharmacist, financial advisor, optometrist, actuarist, and political scientist.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah. And the very last question, question number 97. Actually, we asked this question
Yeah,
because
of
we wanted
course.
to
We wanted one
make up a
too.
question as well, and it is, what's the best place online to find out about studying English in Australia?
Oh, well, there can really only be one place. StudyEnglishinAustralia.com. It's the only place that you really can go. And
Absolutely.
there's so many amazing things up there, and we've got so much material for you all to study and learn. So yeah, we hope you go and check it out.
Yeah, and thank you so much for listening to us answer 97 questions.
Crazy.
I hope you learned a lot.
Yeah, some new
thank
funny
you.
words.
Yeah, definitely new funny words. So yeah, thank you so much.
Make sure you go check out our website.
Bye.
Bye.